Hey everybody, Rex Bear Leak Project. How the heck are you? I'm here with the legend of legends, the legend of legends, Mr. Lee Wheelbarger. Hey Lee, what's up, man?
Having a great time.
Right on. Did you know that Lee actually has 5G built into his new sunglasses, and it's connected to a worldwide network, so he can actually, if he goes to another country and they're speaking another language, it automatically transcribes or translates it, and he's dialed in. And now it's even got technology that picks up their brain waves. It converts it, so if somebody thinks something, he's able to see what they're thinking on his screen of his sunglasses. Now, Lee did come up with that invention, and he's still working on the patent for it. Lee, it's great to see you, man. What are we doing up here? This is awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. And you know, the most difficult question we had for the translator
What's that?
was to translate out of sight, out of mind into another language, and then translate that translation back into English. And it always came back as a crazy blind person.
Hello. Crazy blind person.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Hello. All right, so check it out. I've got literally a shirt on that blocks EMF radiation. I'm wearing a shirt that blocks, can you see that? It's like silver, 5G blocking. It'll block 4G, 3G, everything. And then I've also got the snood on. The hat's got the liner on. So I'm fully protected from, well, I shouldn't say fully. I mean, my face is getting a little bit of love right now, and the hands and stuff. But I've got a lot more EMF protection. You can go to tinfoilcap.co if you're interested. We've got a bunch of stock right now. But we're going to walk outside and look around. See, Lee is actually part Anunnaki, so he's not worried about it. He's been around this stuff his whole life, and he actually sleeps with routers underneath his bed, and it gives him dreams that are very vivid. And his wife likes the fact that he's got routers under there. I don't know. It's very interesting, but we don't want to talk about that right now. What are we doing up here? So, like, tell us about this experience we've got.
So
here comes the real thing, folks.
I have a customer who has a transmitter, and when they connect it to the antenna, they're getting a high SWR. That's standing wave reflected. That's
Okay.
when when a transmitter puts out energy, and it has to go out to a radiating element, and that radiating element has to resonate on that frequency. And if it doesn't, then it causes SWR, standing wave reflected, back, and that energy comes back into the device and can damage the device, creates heat and all kinds of other bad things. So this customer has a high SWR problem, and we're trying to identify where that is within the line to see if we have any shorts or there's any arcing or whatever in the system. So we're going to take a thermal imager, and what we're going to do is go into where the transmitter is, and we're going to follow that line all the way out to see if we've got any hot spots or anything in that line. So we're going to do a thermal inspection of the transmitter and the transmission line to see if we see any anomalies there, and then we're going to shut that down. And then we have another antenna configuration that we're going to do, and we're going to fire the transmitter back up, and we're going to go through and we're going to do another thermal inspection to see if we can identify where the problem is in the transmission line. And then additionally, I've designed a custom tower system for this location that I'm custom building. I've already ordered all the parts to put it together, and we're setting up to build that custom structure here that will allow us to put multiple antennas on a single pole and have standoffs and pegs and everything to climb it.
Is that similar to like what pole dancers use?
This one's a little different.
Oh, it's a little different.
Yeah.
When you said multiple antennas on the pole, I was visualizing multiple dancers on one pole.
Yeah.
Oh man, I got this EMF radiation's already getting to me, Lee.
Yeah, it's bad.
Oh man.
So anyway, so that we're gonna start in for doing the foundation for putting in the bottom of that and making some measurements and so on and so forth. So everything's perfect when we get to put that up, and then we've got to check. We've got a one of the towers is not perfectly aligned vertically, so we're going to change all that. So we brought the hardware and so on and so forth. So we're going to go through and inspect everything before we make any changes. We want to know what we got first.
Let me jump in for a minute, because here's something that's really cool. So just a minute ago, Lee was talking to somebody. Can we talk about that?
Sure.
So this is crazy. He's got a connection with somebody that's in downtown Pagosa Springs. We're miles away. We're on top of a mountain here, and they're talking via how?
I have a radio in the truck, and that person has a small walkie-talkie, and we're talking crystal clear for me.
Crystal clear, like better than your cell phone.
Yeah.
And it was like, and he was in his house.
Yeah, he's in his house. And so when we finish putting this system in, it'll cover all of this area, and it'll also, we have the ability to link into other systems that go across multiple states, some of them going all the way as far up in the northwest as Washington State itself. And then there's another network that goes from basically the entire west coast to California. So, and we can link this into those systems as well.
And you know what's so cool about this? Let's say something happens to your cell phone or something happens to the electrical grid. Would this still be a means of communication?
Yes.
Did you hear that? Lee's actually being the change. So we're in a small town in Colorado, and there's going to be a communications infrastructure up here that is first class, world class, and Four Corners region, gorgeous area. So in a minute, we're going to go outside and we're going to look at these panoramic views of these gorgeous mountains that are, 13,000 foot peaks. And with this communication system, you're going to be able to talk to somebody on a encrypted, like it's encrypted too.
Yeah. So we have well, we get different levels of it. So you have scrambling and you have encryption. And so we can give you the basic scrambling in it. And if you want to upgrade, you can go to full government level encryption. That's available as well.
Do you have something better than government encryption, like super top secret government encryption?
But I can't talk about it, and the government says I can't make them.
All right, but I could.
Well, yeah.
I would just have to get Zorg to do it. Zorg actually knows how to do it, but he won't tell me. Zorg's, he's keeping it hush hush right now. This is cool, man. Let's go outside. You want to go outside?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do it. All right. So time to give you some awesome views here. I'm going to flip this around now. Let's go ahead and flip it around here. Ding. I've got the EMF detectors with me, so we've got the different equipment, and we're going to live stream this. So, kick back, relax, get some organic popcorn, and hang out with us, because we're actually going to film Lee doing some work. Lee's going to be working. And
what?
Yeah, dude. He brought me out here thinking I was going to be doing the shoveling, but I'm just doing the recording, Lee. I love you, man, but I got to record this. Oh, there goes my keys into the mud. Oh, man, I guess that means I need to do some shoveling. That must be a sign for I got to do a little bit of shoveling for Lee. All right, that's cool. Let's get this ready here. Got the equipment. Here we go. No, but literally, I've got an EMF blocking shirt. I've got an EMF blocking snood, an EMF blocking liner in the hat. We've got what's called ball blockers. They're EMF boxers. This is the works, folks. You can go to tinfoilcap.co, and we've got stock now, and we've got all the delivery issues and everything worked out. So that's been wonderful. And check out that view. We're looking at Pagosa Springs right now. That's Pagosa Springs. I'm going to zoom in here. Look at that view. That's Pagosa Peak right there. Isn't that gorgeous? We've even got like EMF wallets. And the EMF wallets are great because you can put your phone in the wallet and you will not get it shuts off all EMF. So you won't get any calls. If you're expecting a call, don't put it in your wallet because you won't get it. And it's all about options. It's all about choices. And you know what? I think that that's one of the things I love about Lee here is Lee's a pro. Like, he's the real deal. And, he's not concerned about stuff that a lot of people are. And what I like about Lee is, well, let me rephrase that. Some people are concerned about cell phone radiation, and to a point of in certain circumstances, I think they can make themselves sick, right? Because of their mind. And then there's some people that are very sensitive and they can feel these different frequencies. And then you argue that why can't they feel frequencies when they walk past like a radio tower, as an example, that's emitting far more, so I just think that I've asked, I don't want a cell tower next to my house. You said you wouldn't mind having the antennas above your house and you'll just charge them for rent.
I am.
So see?
I have.
Yeah. So that's what
doing so.
So that's what I'm saying. So that's why I think you've got a different perspective.
There's dangerous levels and there's not dangerous levels.
Right.
Okay. And so I just don't go into the dangerous levels.
Right.
Okay. I have never ever said that RF is not dangerous. I've never said that RF won't hurt you. But when you're talking at such minuscule, people are swearing that they're going to drown when they're only putting a drop of water in their mouth compared to what it really takes to drown you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I mean,
absolutely.
You can drown in a 1/4 inch of water. That's all it takes. Because if you fall flat, face forward in the water, you can drown. I think it's a 1/4 of an inch. It's all it takes. just that's all you got to get into your lungs. So it's not much water at all. It's the fact that the RF levels that come from your cell phone, and yes, it energy decreases. You get a quarter of it every time you double the energy. The further away it goes, that's propagation, magnetic field, so on and so forth. But the fact that we're standing next to a transmitter here and a transmitter there that could be putting out 35, 40, hundreds of watts, thousands of watts. If you go next to a transmitter in a big city for a radio station, that could have 100,000 watts of power. So you compare 100,000 watts that you're driving by that radio station on the side of the highway.
Mm-hmm.
That's 100,000 watts.
And you even
And
what?
you-
Yeah, right.
and you-
100,000 watts. That's crazy, and most people don't think about that. I
Right.
get it. That's a very great question to
So
ask.
that's 100,000 watts, but they never feel that. But yet this cell phone that's operating on a frequency 10 times higher and only putting out a quarter of a watt, they claim they feel that, but they don't feel that transmitter that's putting out that 100,000 watts that they drive by every day on their way to work. So
No,
that's
a great question to
that's
ask.
where I don't get how can you be so sensitive to one and be totally oblivious to the other, and the one that you're oblivious to, if there's one that's going to be frying you, that's the one, because that's the one I'm scared of.
See,
Okay,
let,
so
let me bring something up real quick. Yeah, that's I'm going to flip so Lee actually has brought up some great points. Lee's more concerned about the power coming out of like electrical wires, like the high power lines and stuff, and some of the lower frequencies than he is the higher frequencies. So
there's so much more of it. I mean, if you
Right.
want to see what it is, put your AM FM radio in your car on AM and find this place that there's no station, so you're only listening to just raw static. You don't want to hear anything at all, and then just turn it down and drive down the road. Okay, and when you go by something on there and you hear that, that's when you should be worried. It's not this other little stuff like your cell phone. It's that or those high-powered power lines and high current, because that's energy. It's being radiated out of there.
See, so it is, but like I've got, I told you about a good friend of mine actually that used to always put his cell phone in his pocket, and he ended up getting testicle cancer, and he got testicle cancer on the side that he always had his phone in his pocket, and so he actually is very passionate about EMF protective gear, and you're saying, hey, look, and first of all, that's fucking, pardon my language, that sucks, right? That's terrible. That sucks what happened to him. It's changed his life. It's kind of like but but my point is, I've talked to you about it, and you see it more like what else could there be involved?
Right. There has to be, if you're going to link something to something, you have to have a proof of those two, and you have to be able to repeat it. You can't just say, oh, well, this one time it did this. Well, can you repeat that? Can you take it in the laboratory? How much power, what frequency, for what duration, what proximity, what antenna did you use, what modulation scheme? There's
Right.
a lot to it. It's not just, oh, well, he did this.
Well, here's
not
here's
saying it didn't happen to him, but
here's another
gotta prove
example.
it to me.
Here's another example. Glyphosate, right? Remember they, oh, a little bit, it's okay, just a little bit. Or certain chemicals, just a little bit. You may not get cancer over just a little bit, but a long-term exposure, if you're continually exposed to that chemical or that toxin,
right.
could
So
cause
how long
certain
did it take
effects.
us to figure that out?
Sometimes it takes years. Sometimes it takes decades.
And we've had radios for hundreds of years.
Right, and there's a lot of
Okay?
people around
And-
sites
and,
that,
and the great part about this is the power levels that we're working with now are way lower than what they were before. So you're saying, oh, I'm going to drown off of this now, but I got a drop of water in your mouth now, but I had a cup of water in your mouth for the last 30 years and it didn't do anything to you. Why are you saying that the drop of water is going to now?
I've got an idea. I've got a great idea, actually. Check this out. Would you actually be willing to talk to people that claim to be able to fill these energies and these frequencies in a respectful manner, and without and actually maybe go with them and say, let's do some experiments, let's do some tests, let's try it out.
That's what I wanted to do. What I
Listen to
wanted
this.
to do was to take people and drive them down the road. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have a system that monitors the high energy levels that we pick up while we drive down the road. And then while they're driving down the road, each time they think that they feel, or they feel whatever this feeling is that they feel, they can say, all right, I feel it here. And then somebody else can say, well, I feel it there. We're going to go through and we're going to do the map, and we're going to be able to show the exact frequencies as well as their power levels of each of those.
I think it's smart.
Using a spectrum analyzer, and the antenna will be inside the cabin with them, so it's what's inside there is what we're going to detect.
Now,
and then they can map it out and see for themselves.
Yeah, let's go over here for a second. It's getting kind of the sun's kind of. I'm trying to get a better.
Well, then you should be the
no,
other way.
we should go the other way. Shit, man.
Keep coming around.
There we go. This is good. All right, this is good. Okay. Oh, that's even better.
There
wow.
you go.
Okay. So I think that's great. And you know what? Think of all the people we could help. And what? Here's the thing too. If you see evidence for there are people that are saying, hey, you know, they pick up on it and they're
right.
We'll document it. We'll document it.
This is what I did for 30 years.
This is. I think that's important. Yeah.
So you know, when you work for the Dismounted Battle Space Battle Lab, which is now the Maneuver Center of Excellence, you're part of the military that is evaluating what you can put on your soldiers and how it will affect them. So anytime somebody comes up with a great idea or something that emits something, we got to make sure that it's going to be safe for that soldier. And so we do all kinds of tests. So we write up what the test scenario is going to be, what we're trying to see, what we're trying to detect, what equipment that we're using. And that's all going to be documented so as that we know what the levels of all of those things are. And then we can do it with a GPS and log it to that. And then ta-da, and we can do that through an Arduino board or,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I'm just going to walk around. I'm going to start testing some EMF radiation. And so what are you doing now? Like, show me what you're doing.
I've got to go down over the bank over here.
Okay.
I got to check an anchor point to make sure that it's solid for some work I'm going to be doing later.
Okay. And I'm just going to kind of walk around then, and I'll be testing some levels, and I guess we'll catch back up in a minute.
Sure.
Right on. Lee Wheelbarger from inventor Lee Wheelbarger, also KLW World News. And just type in Lee Wheelbarger. I mean, you should have your own Wikipedia page by now.
One of these days.
Yeah.
It would be inaccurate.
So I'm just so excited. So check it out. Lee also recently just built a fully solar powered radio station in 2 days in the middle of, I shouldn't say the middle of nowhere, but in a small town in southern Colorado, man. It takes 2 days to get someone to bring you out like firewood. Actually, it took 2 weeks to get someone to bring us out firewood, but you got a whole radio show done in 2 days. Not a radio show, a radio station.
Yeah, well, the station was there. We just built the solar power system for it. So we designed the system, went out and got all the parts, put it all together, built it inside of a box. So we put up the solar panels, the racks, all that wiring, the inverter, the charge controller, the battery banks, the transmitter. We wired all that, did some tower work, did it all in 2 days. The customer's really happy.
Dude, that's awesome. All right, man, I'll see you in a few minutes.
Take care.
No. Lee Wheelbarger. The name, the myth, the legend. All right, so I got 2 different EMF detectors. So we're just gonna walk around, enjoy the beautiful views. I want to thank you very much for being here with me. If you have some questions, I'll get to them shortly. I want to set the camera properly. And remember when we were here last time, Lee was showing off this beautiful EMF protected mobile center right there. And it's got a really nice fence around it for protection. You keep people from getting in there, as you can see. But this has got like, I think he called it EMP proof. Didn't you say this was EMP proof?
Yeah, that's EMP proof. I would be willing to say EMP and CME.
CME stands for what?
Coronal mass ejection.
Whoa! That sounds hot. Coronal mass ejection. It's like 1,000,000 degrees. Woo! All right, let's go over here. Look at that view. That's what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, would you just look at it? So cool. All right, I think it's time to get ready and test the levels. There's a lot of antenna systems out here. Oh yeah. So Just the other day, I got a download request to put in the new 5G update on my phone, and I haven't done it yet. I'll record it and show you. It'll make a great podcast. But look at all these. Here we go. And then this looks like this is like some type of protection. It's a nice setup. Okay, so yeah, so Lee's actually doing work out here, so we have permission to be out here. Lee's putting these communication towers up and getting the Four Corners area really in a nice position, I believe, for communications, especially if things go south. It'd be just it was so clear. He was talking to his friend on that radio, and it was clearer than your phone. And his friend, he's like, dude, my friend's in his house right now. So that was pretty cool. So we'll test the levels right here. You know, I think that frequency can be also used for all sorts of amazing, like, it's all about frequency. Everything's frequency. So just find the right signature. And I think that the ancient cities were built on sacred geometry, actually. And, oh man. Okay, so here's the levels. Can you see that? Can you see what we're looking at here? There we go. So I mean, really, we're looking at about 7,000 microwatts per square meter, and you can actually listen to this. So I just want to show you, I am literally wearing EMF protective gear from head to toe. I've got the EMF shirt, the EMF boxers, I've got the EMF snood, the EMF, you can see I got the EMF liner in my hat, even though this is a carbon fiber, I got the EMF liner inside of it. This is the acoustimeter. We can walk around for a minute. I've got two different ones. Why don't I turn both of them on? Because this other one will actually give you pinpoint accuracy of what's actually emitting the EMF radiation. It'll tell you what it is. I'm going to turn this down. It's kind of noisy. We'll walk around like this. So it's showing you that we're looking at RF levels, Wi-Fi, and the phone, because there's also EMFs that are being emitted from the phone. Hey everybody. So we'll take it over here for a minute. And see, I believe people can feel frequencies. I absolutely do, because I know people that are extremely sensitive, that most people that maybe, I don't know, it just, that's what I've noticed. There's a lot of people that can pick up on things that others don't. "72 volts per meter. Whoa. 65 volts per meter. That's, I'll bet you if we were at a straight line. Well, let's go find out. Let's walk around here. Now, Lee knows his stuff. We certainly, there's a lot of things we disagree on, but I respect that. And it's always nice when you can have discord and conversations with somebody, because iron sharpens iron, and we can all learn from each other. I've learned a lot from Lee, and I'll bet you I've taught Lee a few things also. He may not admit it, but I meant to do that. Well, he's doing work out here, right? So, and like I said, somebody said, "Rex, why are you out there then?" I'm not worried about the EMF stuff. I got EMF gear all around me. I'm fully covered EMF blocking gear, not fully, but 75%. And the levels that we're looking at out here, due to the time that we're going to be out here, it's not bothering me. If I was going to be out here for days or weeks at a time, I wouldn't want to do that. But for a little bit to do a live stream with you guys, no problem. Oh, is that a Bigfoot? Dude, is that Bigfoot? Yeah, it's Bigfoot. Oh, it's Lee Wheelbarger. Hey, Lee. How's it going down there, man? Good, didn't he used to put packs on people, like communication backpacks?
Absolutely.
He used to put literally mini cell towers on soldiers' backs. He's like, all right, get out there. Get to work.
I was part of the Digitized Soldier program.
Digitized soldier program.
Force 20, Land Warrior.
Land Warrior.
Force 21 Land Warrior.
Force 21 Land
and
Warrior.
Net Warrior.
Nice.
So that's only 30 years.
This isn't dead vegetation, you guys. It's the time of year.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with the towers. That actually.
Yeah. If it had something to do with the towers, they wouldn't have grown there in the first place.
Let's walk around. So.
This site's been here since the 50s.
Been here since the 50s, yeah.
Yeah. So none of this would have grown.
Oh, come on, Lee. Come on, man. Come on, man. Look at this. Look at this. So how y'all doing? Thanks for being here. Is there any questions you might have for me? If you have them for Lee, just wait a minute, because Lee's somewhere else. But we're gonna get these awesome views. Hey, doing fantastic. How are you doing? Beautiful day today. Gorgeous. That's the view of the valley right there. We just came up from there. So these are just like old school towers right here, right?
Well, when you are working with a transmitter and a receiver on the same site, you have to have separation of your antennas. You can run it through a combiner, which is a device that will allow you to run multiple frequencies through the same antenna. The problem is when you do that, you have loss.
Okay.
So another way to do that is to have separation.
Okay.
And you can do that either vertically or you can do that horizontally. In this case, we're doing it horizontally. So all of these, now this one's not in use, as you can see the coax is cut off of it, but some of these over here are still in use. So we've got antennas that are tuned for a very specific frequency, and they're directional. So what's happening is transmitter sites and other locations are broadcasting their radio station signal to this site. And so we're picking it up.
Dude, we're getting tagged right here. I'm moving. Like, look at this. Like, this is like high. That's a lot, dude.
Well, yeah.
I'm getting out of here. Shit. Sorry, Lee. I didn't mean to interrupt, man. But I could like.
Actually, you're not getting that from these. These are the.
Oh, am I getting it from those?
You're getting it from those over there. You're not getting out into the lobe of the field.
Dude, I gotta get out of here. Oh my gosh. Ah! Okay. We're cool. We're cool. It's all right. Sorry, Lee. I guess we shouldn't have gone out there, man. Now you know what it's like to get just that. I felt that. Woo. Actually, I think that was just the breeze. Just the breeze. All right. So, That's better. We're back down to normal. Although it's still higher than, yeah. There's Lee. You made it out alive, Lee. Oh, Lee made it.
More, man.
Dude, he did it. He got out of there alive. He's still with us.
So anyway, you have receiving antennas and you have transmit antennas, and you move them away from each other. So is that, because one's putting out power, and so like imagine that as something putting out ripples on a pond. So the transmitter is making the ripples,
Okay.
and so you're trying to receive. So the further away you can get from something over here that's making ripples, the better you'll be able to receive something else that's making ripples, because you're further away. So you're better to be horizontal, vertical, whatever separation, if possible. If you can't do that, then you have to use a duplexer or a diplexer or a combiner or something of that nature to be able to put multiple frequencies through the same line at the same time.
Okay.
And that causes loss, and it's better to do the separation if you can, but that's not always doable.
Yeah, so that was, yeah, okay.
So
How's it looking down there? Did you build the secret communication tower yet?
more work is required.
More work's required? Okay. All right, well, I guess we're gonna be walking around.
All right.
Hey, sorry to take you out there, man. I didn't realize. That was my bad.
No, it's safe for me.
I owe you lunch for that.
Yeah,
All right.
well.
Cool. I'm gonna buy.
Make it happen.
All right. I just got Lee exposed to more EMF radiation.
Starts to feel good.
He's enjoying it, man. He likes it.
Love it.
He's into it, man. All right. Let's see. It's all perception for some people, right? I mean, use your mind, Quaid. Quaid. I'm gonna walk over here, test the EMF levels, and they're looking okay right now. Yeah, Zorg's actually in the truck. Zorg's here. I brought Zorg. Hey, thanks for the super chat. Hey, everybody. So I came out here the other day in the Jeep, right? And I had that thing in 4-wheel. He had no problems coming out here in that 450. And he just had it in rear-wheel drive the whole time. No issues. I guess when you got that much more weight and length, and you're still running 4 wheels in the back, but I was really impressed. Those 450s are tough. Hello. I still like my Jeep, but I'll tell you, if I get a truck, I'm getting a 450 Ford. Okay. So here we go. Well, no, but we did just get tagged by some, like, we were like in pole position, like right in perfect spot to get that. I mean, I hope that the signal is perfect, because the cell service should be amazing out here. And I would love to have a house up here. I mean, you've got full panoramic views of the mountains. You're not too far from town. This is the spot. Oh, the Jeep, it's a Rubicon. It's got everything for off-road. Now I got the tent on the top too, so when we go out doing expeditions, we can go way out. And in California, there's places in the desert in California that have these geoglyphs that are massive. They're like petroglyphs that were carved into the ground, and they could be thousands of years old. They're off the 33rd degree parallel. You can go out in the desert for days out there, and you've got like full signal the whole time you're out there. I think we'll have a lot of fun. Yeah, this is a secret site. This is a secret site in southern Colorado. And if you look in front of you now, you can see the beautiful mountains. That's Pagosa Peak Mountain right there. It's about 12,800 feet, I think. It's between 12.8 and 13.2, somewhere around there. in elevation. So right here, we're, I think, 85 to 8,700 feet at this location. Okay, so we're getting some high, like right here, we're definitely, see how it says high levels? This is some, ooh, yeah, I can feel that. It does have dual locking hubs and rear differential. It's got all that stuff. Just push a button on it. It's more capable of what I'm willing to take it out and do right now as far as the Jeep goes. It'll do stuff that I'm not ready to take it out for yet. It handled Elwood Pass like a champ. Went out there with Diamond and Aileen Allen. Went out there with my friends Cliff and his lady and my family, and I think we just bottomed out a couple of times barely, and it's got everything on the bottom to protect it. So rock guards and stuff. Jeeps are great. I was really impressed. It's the first time I've ever had one, but they're great for places like this too. You know, coming up here, this is pretty muddy, but that Ford had no problems. Hey, thanks for the super chat there. Much appreciated. And we're just walking around right now. We're testing the EMF levels. And we've definitely got a... How is the signal, by the way? Are we getting a nice signal? What's the info? Oh, because I'm talking about Jeeps? Man. No, I'm just a big fan of Jeeps. I have to make my car payment every month. And it's to Jeep. They ain't paying me anything. But they should, because I came up with a great new slogan. Get a Jeep, get a life. There you go. Now, if you're in Kansas, you know, I mean, I don't know if it's going to be as much fun out there. So let's go check this out over here. Look at that, 20,000, 28,000 microwatts per square meter. High voltage here, 64 volts. Oh, hold on a second. Where's the airport? There's the airport. Let's zoom in on that. Get a Jeep, lose your wife. Is that what happened to you, man? Oh. Look at that. There's the airport. Hey, Kim and Mike, how's it going? Out here with Lee Wheelbarger. Super impressed how Lee's putting together these communication towers for, you know, radio that's clearer than your phone. Oh. So that was a joke. I thought it was funny. I laughed. I got it. Now, if your screen name was Kristen, I might be a little bit concerned, but all right, here we go. Like, honey, is that you? Okay, I thought you liked the Jeep. He likes it. Yeah, definitely. Get a Jeep, climb it steep. I like that. That works. But for insurance purposes, we can't say that. All right. Can I zoom back out? There we go. So here's the EMF levels. You can see it's showing specific what you're looking at. Now, some people claim that are sensitive to EMF radiation that it's anywhere above 10. They can feel it. We're looking at levels of over 20,000 a moment ago. Now we're at about 4,000 or 5,000. And you can see the microwatts, the voltage. You can see the peak levels. The peak was at 136.1 microwatts or milliwatts. That's actually milliwatts. Milliwatt is more than a microwatt. Hey, man. Thanks, Custard. Jeep. It's what's in the driveway. No, I don't feel anything. I feel great, actually. I feel fantastic. I feel like it's a beautiful day. I can feel the sun. I can certainly feel the sun. Right there. The sun feels fantastic. Feel the breeze. Crisp air. Smelling fresh air. It's so fresh out here. Yeah, so you definitely feel the sun. Walk over here. I'll tell you though, what I have noticed is when I've got an EMF detector, and if I see the levels are really high, it almost kind of like makes me feel something, right? Like, so let's say I don't feel necessarily sense something before, but then I'm looking at those radars or things, and I'm like, oh wait, do I feel something? I did. I know for an absolute certainty though, when I did a podcast a couple of years ago, and I was on the road, and I pulled over to do the podcast. Well, that's crazy high right there. 133. Check that. I'll tell you this story in a minute.
Rex,
Yeah.
this is a tower where one of your viewers said that all of the antennas up there were ran by fiber optic cable, and that they were a site manager.
Hey, how's it going?
So, my question is, Mr. World Authority on Communications, Mr. Site Manager, exactly which one of these hard lines is that so-called fiber optics cable that you claimed went up to those transmitters up there? Which one of these hard lines has the fiber optics cable in it? I'd like to see that, because every one of those is an RF cable. There is no fiber optic cable running up the tower. So that's what you get for the backseat quarterback.
Backseat quarterback.
Yeah. Monday morning quarterback, backseat driver.
So thanks for showing that. I was just gonna say something real quick. I was telling these guys that remember I told you that time I did that interview, and I was underneath the those high power wires, and I told you I got I could feel it. I got a headache. I felt uncomfortable. I was like aggressive, and I felt tingling in the fingers. It was like I was literally underneath these extremely high power electrical lines. I could feel that, folks. I could 100% feel that.
Right. When I was a kid, we used to take 4-foot fluorescent light bulbs and go up on a mountain, and there was this one spot where the high tension power lines were really, really low to the ground because it was going across the top.
Mm-hmm.
So the ground came up and the lines came down, and you could go up there with a fluorescent light tube and take it out, and it would keep that fluorescent light tube lit.
Yeah.
The energy that was in the air, which is way, way higher than what any of us are seeing here.
So you can feel EMF.
You can feel it on your skin, but that's a 60 hertz. See, that,
dude, my heart was beating different. Literally, my heart was like it was like I drank 10 Red Bulls, but I didn't. It was like
you drank 12. No,
I didn't drink any, man. I was like angry when I was down there too. I was like extra aggravated.
So this is my point. Your body has things that respond to your nerves, whether they be in your ears, in your eyes, on your skin, what have you. They respond to different electrical frequencies. So your skin can feel infrared energy. That's the heat coming from the sun. That's how you feel that. You can feel cold. That's a cooler frequency of energy. You can feel vibration in your body. That's 20 hertz, 60 hertz. Your ears can pick up from 20 hertz to about 20,000 hertz. Most people actually don't go above 17,500, 17,600 hertz is actually what they can hear. And then there's sounds below that, which are like what elephants communicate with and whales and so on and so forth, frequencies we can't hear. And there's frequencies above that that we can't hear. So when you're under a high tension power line, that is 60 hertz. That is a frequency that your skin can feel. And so when there's energy like that, then that's at a frequency that you are susceptible to and you can feel. But when you move up into, 1.2 gigahertz or 2.4 or what have you, what this is, we don't have anything in our body that picks that up, that is a sensor that will go into our neural system that we're aware of. We can pick up higher frequencies than that because we can see light. So, you can see, lower frequencies like down into 440 nanometers or, which is like in the blues, or if you go to the other end of the reds, like a red LED traffic light, or the red laser that people have on their guns, or red pointers. That's 680 nanometers. That's another frequency of the electromagnetic spectrum. And we can see that too. We've got a sensor for that. But I don't know of anything in the human body that can pick this up to perceive that into a feeling. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, I understand what you're saying. And there could be microscopic hairs in your ear that are picking up on it. There needs to be more research done on it.
Well, they would have to be. It depends upon the frequency. I mean, you can look up the exact, frequency and wavelength, but
Custard says he can feel lasers on his skin.
Well, none of that I can believe. If it's a high enough powered laser, absolutely.
Of course, absolutely you can, because it's heat.
Right.
It's condensed light.
It's light energy. Yeah.
Somebody said Lee doesn't know what's up because he doesn't know that light creates matter. What do you say to that, Lee?
Right.
What do you say to that, man?
Light is matter. Everything that we see that is coming in as light are photons, and so that's energy.
That's matter.
So how can you say that?
Exactly. I mean, he knows it's matter.
Really? So.
Right on, man. So what are we doing now?
I got to do some thermal imagery.
Oh, cool.
To do the stuff there, but I can't show you.
Okay, so I'll just be over here then, I guess. So you're saying I need to stay?
Well, I was going to do that with you.
Oh, folks, I gotta go. I got stuff to do.
Yeah, we'll come back later.
We'll be back for part 2, and I want to thank you all very much for being here with us, and hit that bell and be well and subscribe, stay alive, and be the change you want to see. And if you're interested in EMF blocking gear, check us out over at tinfoilcap.co. Nanny. Be the change you want to see.